Send that to Calvin.
Who's Mila Lane? Okay.
Guilty party. Guilty.
You're gonna have to come with me, man.
Okay. Okay.
Man, you got another break.
Bye.
Darn.
All right, officer. What do you have for us right now?
Court's in session.
Captain.
Captain, does he have a dinghy boat? Is that what he captains?
We can go ahead and take his
Pirate boat.
Pirate boat, not
Pirate boat.
all right. So, Your Honor, we have here Mike Captain Cowart. He's a captain of a dinghy boat. He was trying to flee on his dinghy boat. He's been accused of being the leader of the BOE gang. And we don't like gangs here in Pickens County. And he's been the leader wearing his hat.
There's some too there.
Your Honor, these charges are overinflated.
You know,
Obviously, he wasn't successful at fleeing, or he wouldn't be here.
but he's got a crew on his board that wears the same style hats and everything else.
But you're trying to. Do I understand?
No gangs in Pickens County. We don't want them.
Doesn't there have to be a certain level of organization to be part of the gang?
He meets on a monthly basis.
Oh.
And he puts on stuff on Facebook as well.
Put stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
You're in real trouble.
Okay,
Good luck.
need a little order in the court here. So I've heard the charges, and they're pretty serious. And I know that you're in business that you can easily have access to getaway vehicles, and that's a problem and a concern of this court. And how do you plead?
I'll just throw myself on the mercy of the court.
That's a mistake.
but I mean, you know, it worked out for some of the educators in Atlanta. So.
Let me tell you something. I know Judge Baxter. He is tough. He always was. He still is. He's slacking off a little bit, I understand, but not much. And so I've known him for many years. Well, okay, so you throw yourself on the mercy of the court, and you realize you got to raise bail money in order to get out of jail here. And do you have to raise any money in?
Thus far I have. And then collected some on my way in.
Well, that's great. So how much have you raised?
I don't know yet. Probably about $360.
Well, that sounds pretty good, but
Get him his bread and water. He's going to be here a while.
that's right. Let me ask my
I'll be here a while.
let me ask my able assistant here, Ms. Appleton, how much more does he have to raise?
Well, we asked him to raise $480, which is enough for 15 children to get books for a year.
Wow.
So he may have a little bit, the bail people behind him may have a little bit more to give to him. I don't know yet. It's still coming in.
But we'll let him keep his cell phone so he can dial for dollars,
That's
right?
I was going to ask about that, so you're prepared then. Okay.
Yeah, cell phones are allowed in jail at this point in time.
Okay. Well, come on into jail.
Okay.
And we're glad to have you here today.
Okay.
How appropriately dressed. Escorted in by the police.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. He's going to bring you both up. Okay, we'll bring you up the steps. We're going to stop you both here.
They're a little guilty. Throw the book at them.
So appropriately dressed. Get your hats on in. A little here. One size fits all. Okay, good. This is your defense attorney.
Order in the court.
Good to meet you.
This is my second case and I lost it.
JJ, I'm sorry.
Okay, can I go with this one?
He's a prosecutor.
I'm the prosecutor.
Well, come on up here, JJ.
Your Honor.
I see she saved us some time already, and I appreciate that because she's already in her prison garb. So
I don't want you to think that's any leniency opportunity here, Your Honor. She is been accused of running numbers in the county for quite some time. She does bookkeeping, but she also has a second set of books that has been rumored to be very important. So we've got proof that she's been running numbers here.
But Your Honor, it's a children's book. It's, you know, running numbers is what the district attorney is really overreaching.
Running numbers is running numbers no matter whether you're adding, subtracting, or multiplying, or dividing.
Well, I think that you're stretching a little far.
You know, there's proof in the books, the black books and the red books. You know, there's profit and loss. And those are the ones that are going to be sent in for...
You go look at your books at your agency.
My accountant's right over there.
Your Honor, I think the district attorney has reached too far.
So have you been running with that book of numbers, or have you been running numbers, or just exactly what have you been doing?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Wow. Well, gosh, you might look mighty guilty. And what is the bail set at?
The bail's at $480.
$480.
I think we could just let her go now.
And how are we doing so far?
I think that you should just let her go now.
Well, no, there's none of that.
There's a little time served we have to, because there's a
little bit of time served.
I mean, she's got to get the taste of bread and water.
Yeah, that's right. So we're somewhere near the bail then, huh?
I think, Your Honor, that she will amply be able to meet bail and should be dismissed immediately.
Okay. Well, there is no immediate dismissal, but
It's okay. It's okay.
make a call or two, eat your bread, and then if you need to be dismissed, we'll dismiss you, provided you've done what your defense attorney said. Of course, I haven't seen any proof of that, but I presume that's the case.
And feel free to keep dialing for dollars while you're here as well.
Okay.
Yes.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you, JJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who is next here?
Please make your best, attorney. Make your best.
Your Honor, we have here Mila the Energizer Bunny because she resists resting. She's everywhere. She is the community social butterfly. Whether it's a fundraising event, whether it's a party, or it's a tractor pull, a Jeep Fest, she is everywhere. This woman does not rest, and we're really suspicious of how she does it.
For Your Honor,
Well,
even
let
Georgia.
me just interject something. I saw her hopping around the other side of the county just yesterday, so I know you're telling the truth.
Exactly.
But
Are
Your
you sure it
Honor,
was me?
not resting is not, even in Georgia, not resting is not a crime. Again, the district attorney is reaching too far with these charges.
You know, I'm undefeated here, so you keep asking.
We're going to keep working at it.
Yeah, I can see you sitting.
Are you sure it was me?
Sitting in.
Pardon me? You have a twin?
I have a twin.
Well, I don't know.
We've heard that defense before.
I don't know, but I got a little hug, and I sure thought it was you yesterday. It wasn't you.
Your Honor, I think you have to recuse yourself if you got a hug from the defendant.
What do you got? So how are we doing? What is the bail? Is how much?
Yeah.
$480.
$480.
Yeah, I'm wearing.
And Miss Lane, how much have you raised?
I think as close to 1,600.
How much?
Close to 1,600.
I think
$1,600.
another candidate for immediate release.
Holy smokes! Wow. Well, as I said earlier, there is no immediate release. We're going to hold you for a little while, at least till we feed you lunch. And maybe if you got your phone, you can make a call or two if you want. But that's great.
There comes her sister.
Here comes somebody who might start trying to bail you out.
Oh my goodness. I see a slight family resemblance here. She's here to help, huh? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Miss Lane. Come in and join us.
I'll do my best to get you out as quick as I can.
And sister and mom can join you too if you want. Hey, Rosanna.
You've had one attempted jailbreak that was unsuccessful.
Oh.
Okay.
Watch out, you get away.
They're guilty. It's my mom and my sister. My mom, because, oh, my mom, yeah, she was boarding. She didn't, I said, Mom.
That's just a familiar look for you guys.
Did you say stylish or familiar?
We'll start with Ron Indiana Barnes. He's a realtor, and they're always talking to me. He's digging up property. I think he's hiding things, truth be told. I mean, he's always on Facebook, digging stuff up, stirring the pot. And, you know, here's the pot that you constantly stir. And, you know, that's for you. And we just want to know what he's digging up other than property.
Your Honor, this is such a small payoff. He digs up much better dirt than this. This can't be.
Well,
it's not in the public interest. You know, we're in the process of growing the movie industry here in this county, and I want to start a rumor today that they're going to refilm Grumpy Old Men, and he's up for one of the leads. You just can't put him in jail.
Oh, he's making my job so much easier, Your Honor.
I know this fellow has been around this real estate business in this community for some time. And, you know, real estate has been a bit of a problem to our economy. And we had the subprime prices and all that. And I suspect he might have been right in the thick of that as well. So what do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Barnes?
Throw myself in the mercy.
That's always a mistake.
I appreciate that. Keep my record intact.
That's always a mistake.
Actually, my wife's bringing me a file and cake, so I'm not too worried about whatever happens.
Well, what is the bail set out there, Mr. Prosecutor?
Only $480.
And Mr. Defense Attorney, do you have anything else to say for your client?
I really think that, no, I'm sorry.
I see our officer of the law is particularly concerned about this one because he still has his arm shackled. That's a bad sign.
I think in the defense of the county, you're probably safer with him inside.
I don't think he needs to throw his mercy on the court. I think he needs to throw it on the highway.
Okay, well, Officer Wilson, keep your eyes on it, please. So, Mr. Barnes, how much have you raised of your $408 bail?
Actually, $479. I'll throw in the extra.
Okay. Well, come on up here and get your bread and water. If you got your cell phone, you can call for that extra $1. And thanks for being here. Next.
Your Honor, we have Brad, the Inspector Bledsoe. He has been inspecting homes in this county, and
Judge won't fight.
he's always looking for trouble, but I hear in these later years of his life, he's having real difficulty seeing trouble in these houses he's inspecting. And this has been found in a couple of his locations. And
Wondered where that went.
I know. And some of the inspections have been a little questionable. So,
well, I noticed one of his homes. I think he inspected driving over here on Highway 53. And it looked like a truck had hit it or something, and it was leaning. Have you seen that home?
yeah, this is where we found the magnifying
I
glass.
suspected so. I suspected
That was
so.
done after the inspection.
Well, it looked pretty solid, but I don't know. I
In all
stay
fairness,
away
the
from that.
district attorney was using that to read his papers. I mean, it's just not that unusual.
Okay.
We all resemble that age.
Yes, we all do. So, have you met the minimum criteria for bail?
I have.
Well, I think he should be released immediately. I think
Well,
we need to break. You know, in the history of this county, you've never let anybody off. I think we need to break that
I
out.
think we ought to look at the fine print on his bail documentation.
How you doing?
There's one we have there.
Maybe eat lunch. We'll get him out after lunch.
Okay.
He was my accomplice.
Oh, what? I should have known.
My accomplice.
different.
No, I need to reduce it.
I don't know who this
He is
guy
my
is.
accomplice.
I have no
I need
idea
to
who
reduce
that man
it.
is.
I Your hat's matched.
Before my life.
Come on in. Okay, Mr. Bledsoe, thanks for being here. Come on up and join us for a little while.
Evildoers, all you! One day the Lord's going to get even with all you bunch of folks. And I hope it's today, right now, right here. No, I ain't gonna walk you up here. I won't pay everything about it. I ain't going. Woe to all you! Whoa! Brutality, brutality! That's awful, man! Chief, you pushed me!
Throw yourself to the floor.
Yeah, they're shut. Is this the jail or is this the Humane Society? What is it?
Order in the court back there.
Pound?
We got some noisy detainees. Free here.
I'm not Jewish, don't give me this cat! Don't give me those cat!
Order in the court. Order in the court. Court's in session. Order in the court.
I'm out of jail. I'm out of custody.
She lives. I'm not guilty.
Your Honor, we have Kayci the chick Crowe. She's been known as one of the chamber chicks here. And these chamber chicks have been accused of impersonating chicken. The big chicken down in Marietta has sent feelers out saying this is not acceptable.
She doesn't look like it.
And I've seen these chamber chicks around town in my office and other places, and they have a reputation that the big chicken is trying to squash at this point.
Are you sure we have Kayci impersonating a chicken, or do we have a chicken impersonating Kayci?
I have eggs.
Do they come from
We'll have the
Kayci?
DNA. We'll have a DNA test. I think it will prove, without a doubt, that she is impersonating a chicken.
Mr. Defense Attorney, what do you have to say?
I had a brilliant defense plan, Your Honor, but she's obviously a chick. So I don't think it'll work. But I think she ought to, the court ought to show her some mercy, because I understand she's going to be married in a couple of weeks. She can't have her in jail while she's supposed to be married. So another opportunity for you to break your record and just let her go.
She is the first chicken that's been here today.
She's definitely the first chick that's been here today.
And I'm the sweetest.
So what is the bail there, Mr. Prosecutor?
At least $480.
Okay.
And I'm hoping the rest of her chick group helped her out.
And what do you have to say for yourself, Miss Chick? Are you guilty, Allison?
I'm innocent.
How you,
That's completely.
you look pretty innocent.
I am.
Yeah.
No chance in the world that I would ever impersonate a chicken. It's not what it looks like.
Okay, and how are you doing with your bail money?
I have most of it.
Most of it.
I gotta make some calls.
Okay, well good. So you got your phone and everything?
Yes.
Okay, well come on up. Thanks for being here. Bring your phone. Get your bread and water. And join this other motley group. Do we have more chairs? And what do we have next? Or who do we have, I should say?
Your Honor, we have here.
This is,
come on up.
stand up before the judge.
This is Matt the Cardinal Caylor.
Okay.
He comes to us because he's been trying to impersonate a cardinal.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, all of you.
Okay.
Y'all are going to burn one day, big time.
First we had a chicken.
I mean, big time.
First we had a chicken, now we got a cardinal. This is 2 birds in a row.
And I will tell you, Your Honor, we have a document here to repeal or to shut down his preaching license.
Hey, only the Lord can do that. What do you think you are? This is mammon kind of stuff? I mean, only the Lord can do this kind of thing.
Your Honor, the district attorney is fabricating evidence on the spot. You can't sign something here in court.
Yeah, listen to the lawyer.
That's been notarized. That's a legal document.
I object, Your Honor.
Yeah, I object to you, Your Honor.
Well, the judge has great latitude in this court, I can assure you. So we'll think about this just for a minute.
Well, you only got a rubber mallet, Judge. That's not a real mallet.
That works pretty well here. Works pretty well. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Now,
It's
you've been
all
talking
true.
for 15
I've
minutes.
been preaching for 39 years to a whole bunch of folks that ought to hear it, including present company.
Judge,
Yeah.
I've sat in his congregation. Look where I am.
I know it. It's just a shame to
That's
see.
just because you didn't listen. It's your own fault.
Just a shame to see a man with a cloth up here in front of me.
It certainly is.
Never experienced this before.
No, sir, it's my first time. Never ever a speeding ticket. I mean, just the foot of everything. It's a halo that's got covered up with this thing, matter of fact.
Yeah, I can see.
No. You're my attorney. You're fired.
I have to tell the truth.
Did you have to put your hand on the TV?
That's what the problem is.
You did
That's
put your
what
hand on
happened
the
to his
TV.
hair.
Yeah.
That's what happened to his hair.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Prosecutor, what is the bail set out?
$480.
$480.
Your Honor, once again, I know that the Cardinal has well exceeded that, and I think you should just let him go on back and go to the comforts of his home and just relax.
Well,
call it in.
well, I'm glad to hear he's exceeded it, but we're going to hold everybody for a little while. So we're going to ask this
Fine attorney, you
bird, this Cardinal, to join these other jailbirds up here. Sit for a minute, see if you can raise another $1 or $2.
Judge,
I understand you've done.
they've all heard that
Belly. Oh, Mary Gray, what do you have to say? Okay, well, goodness gracious. We won't be able to keep you much longer then.
Look, Judge, you heard all these folks. I'm just a poor preacher. Although I've been preaching, I'm poor at it, and I think I'm just going to spend my time in jail and the heck with the bail.
Okay.
Well, he can start his prison ministry today.
Yes.
Oh, prison
Yes,
ministry.
that's true.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
And,
your time.
We will keep him at least feed him. I think we got to do that, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So come on in.
Chicken.
Come on in and join us. And thank you for being here.
Thank you. What do you mean, thank you?
And
This ain't chicken. This is bread and water.
well, we got chicken coming.
It tastes like
Chicken coming. No.
Chicken coming. Who we got next, Mr. Prosecutor?
Your Honor, we have Nina Faix. She is a Skyhawk for chocolate. She has friends
Have a seat, man.
in this county that all she does is try to get the chocolate from them. And she will do unscrupulous things to get chocolate. And I will tell you, there's been a lot of reports. And if you dangle it in front of her, she goes a little off her chain. So we're trying to make sure that she stays on the chain, and I think we need to incarcerate her to get it out of her system. See, that's what I'm talking about.
So her charge again. Tell me her charge one more time.
Her charge is trying to get all the chocolate in town, very quietly and sneakily.
Oh, if I knew that man, I would have stopped and beat her with a wet noodle out there.
No, I mean, you
Okay, well,
We have it on
so she's charged with.
Never killed anyone over chocolate. Never.
Has she ever stolen any chocolate?
yeah, she just tried to take it out of my
I
hand.
saw that.
This is my secret stash.
I saw that. I saw that.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I tend to agree because I've studied this a little bit, and I understand that you were a chocolate taster in Hershey.
Yes.
Is that true?
That was a dark part of her history.
Well,
But that's how she lures the people in.
I've been to Hershey. Going to Hershey this October again. And I've seen the chocolate tasters.
Yes.
And they're all a lot heavier than you, quite frankly. So it makes me think that maybe she's not what you accuse her of.
She's running everywhere to get it.
I can't
Well,
think
okay.
of one thing.
So have you met minimum bail requirements?
Yes, I have.
All right. Well,
Just, Your Honor, it's your opportunity to break your chain.
Well, that's great. So you have met your $480 requirement. Is that correct? Okay. Well, we're going to hold you just a little while longer then. And you can join our group here, and we're going to feed you bread and water, and then a piece of chicken in a little while. And thank you so much for being here.
yeah, if you behave well, I'll let you share it with the rest of your inmates.
Okay.
The district attorney's giving away evidence.
Come on
So come on up and join
We have
us.
some bread
Thank
and some bread and water for you for lunch.
Okay. Order in the court. Court's in
Bring
session.
you right up and have you step up on this step so you can stand to see the judge.
And Mr. Prosecutor,
Your Honor,
who are you bringing forward?
we have Stacey the Ace Godfrey. She's got a unique job at this small town of selling want ads. want this, want that, and she's even been known to fabricate some want ads because of personal things she wants to put in the paper. So, you know, it's very suspect. We think there's a whole undercurrent of communication that she's working through the want ads. And we've had people fill out crossword puzzles deciphering her code. And we've got to put a stop to that.
Once again, the district attorney is overreaching. I mean, it's a small town. We need the newspaper.
I've got proof right here. Proof is right here.
They'll close the doors over there without money. You can't put her in jail.
Well,
you know, there's other types of want ads that we can do that are not, you know, moving through code.
well, I see you have a good one in your hand there, and I think she's done a good job with soliciting that one. So I'm gonna find her innocent on that count anyway. But what else has she done?
Well, that's her cover. You know, she's got to do one good one for every questionable one afterwards. So you're the front.
Okay, that's it.
Now he's accused you.
Well, you know, I might have to recluse myself on this one, but what do you have to say for yourself? Not guilty. And these ads that you listed in the paper for your own personal wants and whatnot, what were they for?
I needed a buckle force purse. I needed a buckle force purse.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
But, you know, she needed that purse because when she's in jail, she'll look mighty stylish.
There you go. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. And what is the bail set at, Mr. Prosecutor?
$480.
And how are you doing with that? Kayci? Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. Okay. Well, that will provide books for how many children?
15 children.
For a year.
15 for a year. Wow, that would be great. Well, Mr. Defense Attorney, is there anything else you have to say?
I really think that you should give her probation and let her go back to work.
Well, again, we're not going to quite do that. But we will ask you to join us up here. We'll give you a little bread and water and feed you lunch in a little while. And thank you for raising your money. And I think the prosecutor has overreached in your case. So come on up.
Here you go.
Okay, step right up here. Ms. Caywood, Mr. Prosecutor.
I think she really wants to be prosecuted standing that far up.
Tell me what she started with.
Your Honor, we've got Carol, Honcho, Caywood, the big cheese at Stearns Bank. She does a lot of play on words.
Yeah.
And she uses this all the time. Boss. Being overly stern, but she's missing an S, because boss is with 2 letters. So, not only is she being overly stern, she's not being grammatically correct. So, you know, as a leader in a bank, you've got to set example.
Right.
And we're real concerned about the example she's setting here, because we're a friendly southern town, and she's working at a stern bank that's being overly stern.
Well, she is smiling. She is smiling. I give her that.
Once again,
Yes, right.
the district attorney's defeated his own argument. He says that everything has to be precise and exact, but they misworded the indictment, so you just need to dismiss it. It's not worded properly.
Well, you know, there's no dismissal in this kangaroo court here, so we're going to have to talk a little bit more about this.
She's been known to use this in the office as well.
That was in the game room.
I mean, there's some knuckle dents on here from, you know, keeping people in line. You know, the stuff just keeps coming across the street over here.
Right, yeah, I've seen one of those before. I had a biology teacher that used one of those, used to whack me on the back of the head with it. I don't like
that. That had sandpaper on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
That could account for your consistency in convicted folks.
Listen, you better look out. I'm going to hold you in contempt if you keep that up. Now, what do you have to say for yourself, Ms. Caywood?
I have never seen that paddle before in my entire life.
Uh-oh.
I think her fingers are crossed.
Uh-oh.
And you can ask any of my employees. They're wonderful employees, and they'd have nothing but good things to say about me.
Are they bruised? Any bruises on them?
Never.
Not that they can see?
Okay.
Never.
Well, Mr. Prosecutor, what is the bail set at?
Bill, $480.
$480.
Okay.
Mr. Defense Attorney, have you got anything else to say?
I really think that you should just throw the whole indictment out and just let her go back. It's falsely worded. The district attorney
just using her own words, Your Honor.
Well, I tend to agree with the prosecutor. As a matter of fact, I've heard all your snide comments defending this person. I'm gonna add $100 to the bail. There's 5 of you. How about that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll help you.
Very good, Your Honor. I like the way you close out the day.
So please join us, Ms. Caywood. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
And we have some bread and water for you.
That's right.
This is your lunch.
Well, listen, everybody.
See the sun there? Would you like?
You notice Nina's not sharing the chocolate. She's hoarding the chocolate down there.
Saving it for dessert.
You're supposed to be sharing.
If I could have your attention for just 1 minute. Thank all of y'all so much for being here and what you've done for the FIRST Foundation today. We raised a significant amount of money, and it'll go a long way toward providing books for the children of Pickens County. And I want to thank Ruth Wall for allowing us once again to use this facility that the Historical Society oversees, and we're delighted to be here. It's a perfect setting for this. But thank you so much for what you do, and I guess, Sue, do they check out with...
Well, they have to sit for a little while. Yeah, because lunch is coming.
Lunch is coming.
And so we will have some lunch for you in a little bit. For those of you who still need to raise your bail, feel free to use your cell phones. Usually we confiscate them when they go to jail.
Yeah, okay.
But we will allow them to keep them this time. And after you have some lunch, and we welcome you to come inside out of the cold and the wind and eat your lunch, we invite you when you are prepared and ready to come down and meet James and Bonnie, and they are our clerks of court, and you can turn in your bail forms, checks, cash, or whatever else you might have with you.